The night was colder than usual. Michael Brooks tightened his jacket around his sleeping daughter as he carried her out of the warehouse gates. The security guard avoided his eyes. His manager hadn't even looked at him when handing over the dismissal papers. Effective immediately, they said, "We can't have you bringing your daughter here anymore. It's unprofessional." Unprofessional. That word burned in his chest. He hadn't wanted to bring Lily, but with no sitter and no family left, what choice did he have? He was doing the best he could. Now, he was jobless again, and Lily slept in his arms, oblivious, trusting. She always trusted him, even when the world didn't. Michael sank onto a bench outside a small diner across the street. His savings were almost gone. Rent was due in 4 days. He had no plan left. That's when a car pulled up. Sleek, black, expensive, the kind that didn't belong anywhere near this shabby street. A woman stepped out. Mid-50s, elegant coat, silver strands in her hair. Her presence turned heads instantly. She looked straight at him. "Excuse me," she said softly. "Is she your daughter?" Michael shifted uncomfortably. "Yes. Sorry, we'll move if we're in the way." The woman shook her head. "No, I saw what happened at the warehouse. They fired you." He gave a humorless laugh. "You could say that. Apparently, being a dad makes me unfit for work." The woman's eyes flicked to Lily, whose head rested on Michael's chest. For a moment, something unreadable crossed her face. Pain, maybe even recognition. Then it was gone. "My name is Isabella Harrington," she said, extending a hand. Michael nearly choked. Everyone in the city knew that name. The Harrington Group owned half the distribution networks in the state. This woman wasn't just wealthy, she was powerful. He didn't shake her hand. "Look, ma'am, if you're here to offer me charity." "Not charity," she interrupted firmly. "An opportunity. I run a logistics empire, and I watched you streamline that loading dock tonight. You think fast. You solve problems. I need people like you." Michael blinked. "You want to hire me?" "Immediately," she said. "With proper hours. Decent pay. And if your daughter needs to be nearby, we'll arrange childcare at the facility." Michael's throat tightened. Offers like this didn't happen to men like him. He studied her face, searching for the catch. But all he saw was sincerity. "Why?" he finally whispered. Her gaze lingered on Lily again. "Let's just say I know what it feels like to lose a child. I won't stand by and watch it happen to someone else." Michael started work the following week. True to her word, Isabella gave him a role in operations. Not glamorous, but steady, with room to grow. He poured himself into the job. Efficiency, problem-solving, late nights tweaking systems. Within weeks, productivity soared. Lily thrived too. Isabella insisted on meeting her often. She brought toys, books, even sat with her during breaks. The little girl, usually shy with strangers, warmed to her instantly. One evening, as Michael packed their things, Lily whispered, "Daddy, is Miss Bella family?" The question startled him. "No, sweetheart. She's a friend." But deep inside, he wondered. Isabella looked at Lily with something more than kindness. Something closer to longing. Not everyone approved. The company board muttered about Isabella's sentimentality. They saw Michael as a charity case, a distraction. And then there was Richard Harrington, her younger brother. He cornered Michael in the parking lot one night, sharp suit gleaming under the streetlight. "You think you're clever, don't you?" Richard sneered. "First, you let my sister take pity on you. Now you're parading your kid around like some golden ticket. What's your angle? Marriage? A slice of the Harrington fortune?" Michael bristled. "With all due respect, I don't want anything from your sister except a fair chance to work." Richard's eyes narrowed. "Stay away from her. And from this company. You don't belong." The storm broke at the annual Harrington Gala, where the elite gathered in gowns and tuxedos. Isabella insisted Michael attend, even bringing Lily, who twirled happily in a borrowed dress. Richard seized the microphone midway through the evening. Cameras flashed as he declared, "Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that my sister has been compromised. She's allowed herself to be manipulated by a penniless single father, using his child to worm his way into this family and this company." Gasps filled the room. Michael froze, mortified. He wanted to grab Lily and flee. But Isabella stepped forward, her voice steady but trembling at the edges. "You think this is manipulation?" she said. "Then let me tell you the truth." The hall fell silent. 30 years ago, I made a mistake. I gave up a child I should have fought for. That child grew up to be a woman named Claire. Claire had a daughter. That daughter is Lily. Michael's knees nearly buckled. "What?" Isabella's eyes shone with tears. She turned toward him. "Michael, Lily is my granddaughter." The crowd erupted. Richard's face drained of color. Reporters surged forward. But Michael could only stare at Isabella, his heart pounding. She continued, voice breaking. "When I saw you holding her outside that warehouse, it was like seeing my second chance. I couldn't walk away again. I won't." She turned to Richard, steel returning to her tone. "You call this manipulation?" "No. This is family." The revelation shook everything. Tabloids exploded with headlines. The board raged. Richard plotted. But Isabella stood firm, this time with Michael and Lily at her side. For weeks, Michael struggled to process it. The woman who had saved him wasn't just a benefactor. She was Lily's blood. One night, as Lily slept, he finally asked, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Isabella's voice cracked. "Because I was afraid. Afraid you'd hate me for what I'd done to Claire. Afraid Lily would never accept me. But keeping silent was worse. I had to tell the truth." Michael studied her, then softened. "Lily is lost enough. She deserves a family. If you're willing to fight for her, for us, then maybe we can build one." For the first time in decades, Isabella let herself hope. The board tried to oust her. Richard tried to smear her. But Isabella and Michael fought back with results. Data proving Michael's efficiency strategies were saving millions. Shareholders sided with them. Richard was forced to resign. Months later, Isabella sat at her estate's garden table, watching Lily chase butterflies. Michael joined her, his sleeves rolled up from a day at work. "She's happy here," he murmured. Isabella's eyes misted. "So am I." Michael hesitated, then smiled faintly. "You know, when they fired me that night, I thought it was the end. But maybe it was the beginning." Isabella reached over, her hand trembling as she covered his. "No, Michael. It was a second chance. For all of us." Lily ran over, giggling, clutching a daisy chain crown. She placed it on Isabella's head and said proudly, "Now you're really family." And for the first time in years, Isabella believed her. Please subscribe to the channel for more.